Hello, hello. Today we're going to talk about home stereo systems just like mine and how I feel every home should have one and how you could put yours together at a very reasonable price just like I did. So please stay tuned. Hey guys, thanks for checking out that little preview of my system. And so, like I said, I think every home should have a stereo system. And the reason I think that is just because it's music, man. Music is just a part of everybody's life. It's, whenever you were born, whenever that music started, or even if it's older music that influenced you, or was playing during some event, that's part of the soundtrack of your life. And so you can't listen to that soundtrack if you don't have something to play it on. And so for me, I like it coming through a nice set of tower speakers, with a little bit of wattage going through it. And it's just I challenge you to find anybody that does not like music. So anyhow, so that's number one. The other thing is that when people come over to your home, it's like an added bonus when they see a record collection or they just see a nice stereo, because most people don't have them anymore. And so it just when most people will ask you to put on music. And they're like, hey, can you put on some music? And they just want to hear it, and it turns into a little conversation. It adds to the visit. And then when you play a couple of records that they like, it's a bonus. It's almost like a pony at a kid's birthday party. It's just a little something more for them when they come over, and it just livens things up. So for me, I love this thing. And I think that if you had one in your home, you'd love it just as much. There you go. That's why everybody should have a stereo in their home, man. Because it's music, it's the soundtrack of your life, and it just adds to any gathering. And it adds to your day if you're just there by yourself. If you're cooking in the kitchen, you go to make dinner. When I go to make dinner, I put a nice album on, and then it just adds to it, man. And you just find your head's bopping, and you're dancing a little bit. The best thing is if you can't dance, nobody's watching, right? All right. So anyhow, and then like I said, when people are over, it's one of my favorite sayings is, a joy shared is a joy made double. Man, I really enjoy this, and I really love sharing it with people. So it's just something that's really neat, and it just adds to my life. I know it will add to yours too. So next up is, what does it cost to put a stereo system together? I mean, man, you could really do it for just a couple $100. And so, like for example, this, I'm going to go over a couple things on my stereo. The reel-to-reel, let's just get that out of the way. It's kind of pricey. And so, you'd probably just need like $500 to get a halfway decent one. And then the tapes are expensive, and it just takes a little bit more knowledge to be able to record on those things. I found the easiest way to do it is basically just record, like streaming there. Back in the day, you'd have to, put the record on and then run over and hit the record, and it's kind of a hard thing. But it's probably a little bit more advanced. Something definitely to get into. I mean, back in the day, if you had the reel-to-reel, that was the mic drop, man, when you were talking about stereos. I mean, that was just the thing that made your that took your stereo over the top. So when I put mine together, I'm like, it was a must-have for me. I don't use it that much just because, like I said, it does take a little bit more time. It's one of those things, again, that you probably share with guests. And sometimes when I'm, I really just don't have something to do, then I'll throw my reel-to-reel on, and it brings me just the same joy. But it's one of those things you got to have time for. Okay, so reel to reel, kind of pricey. But this stuff, this Pioneer receiver, SX255R, I picked it up for 15 bucks at a thrift store. No tax. Most thrift stores are no tax. So 15 bucks. If you go online, you can buy this thing used for 75, 100 bucks. Excuse me, mostly 100 bucks. Okay. The equalizer, that's always been a pet peeve of mine. Got to have a equalizer with my receiver. It just allows you to manipulate that sound to have it just the way you want it. And so, but I picked this thing up for 30 bucks on eBay. Some guy put it on there, and you know, he just didn't really, he just wanted to sell it. I got it really cheap, man. And both of these things are in like really good condition. I mean, I would want to say excellent or mint condition. Okay. So two things for 45 bucks. Then I also added this little Bluetooth adapter here so I could stream. 25 bucks. 25 bucks. So you got, and it came with the cords. So you're looking at 80 bucks for this setup here. Now speakers, you know, if you want some decent speakers, you can still find some decent ones. You can find really good ones if you're patient. Okay. I saw a pair of JBL tower speakers with 12-inch woofers. Those things were going for, I think I could have got them for 50 bucks. People were selling them anywhere from $200 to $300 online. And I kind of kicked myself for not buying them, but man, I just love stereos and stereo equipment, and I just can't buy everything I see. Plus I already had enough, like usually when I see that stuff, I'll buy it just to resell it. And I have had a couple of pairs at the time. So, you know, I was just trying to sell those, and I'm kind of limited on space, so I can't just be having speakers all over the place. But anyhow, speakers. I picked up these Polk Audio tower speakers. They basically run for 600 bucks a piece new. I got them from some dude. They were brand new on OfferUp for 300 bucks for the pair. So what a deal, right? And on the turntables, this was part of a DJ setup. I have a mixer down here. It's not hooked up. But I just didn't mess with it too much because I love my records too much. When you DJ, and you kind of rough on your albums. But, so I have the mixer. I have the DJ system stacked away in the garage. But I have these out there. I like the way it looks. They are both hooked up, so I alternate them. But I believe I paid $400 a piece for these. But you could pick up a decent turntable for, you know, 150 bucks online, and it will do the trick. And the cartridges can be kind of pricey. Like I spent 100 bucks for these needles. Cartridges is what they call them. I got a Tofron, but you could get some for like 15 bucks. And most of those $150 turntables, they do a great job, and they come with a cartridge, so you don't have to worry about that. So I mean, you could put a decent stereo system together for 500 bucks if you were smart about it. You might even do it for 300 bucks, you know, according to some of the prices I gave you here. And for those of you that think that you can't find those things, I found this receiver the other day, which I thought, hey, that's perfect timing, but it's right here. And it's a Sony, and this particular model is 700 watts a channel, okay? And you can buy them used online for like 150, 200 bucks. Paid $12.99 for it, no tax. And it works great. Tested it out. And if it doesn't work, like when you buy it from these places, you just take it back. But anyhow, those deals are out there, and I included this because I wanted you to see them. And so anyhow, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I got one last thing I want to give those people out there that create YouTube content. Man, I want to salute you guys because, man, this stuff is hard. And so that leads me to my next thing, is that if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and, you know, drop me some comments, subscribe. You know, I think I touched all the bases there. So anyhow, thanks so much for watching. And whatever it is, you know, you're thinking about putting a stereo together, you're thinking about learning an instrument, you're thinking about doing anything, And I always tell people, why not you, man? Why not you? And you know what, man? Just go for it. And thank you so much for watching. God bless.